Hi, I'm now going to talk about the HR analytics case study we did using logistic regression. So the business problem here was a company named XYZ employs at any given point of time around 4,000 employees. However, every year around 50% of employees leave the company, and this is high. So the management wants to use the predictive modeling to bring it down. So the objectives of the analysis here are: one, help the company XYZ to identify current employees who are very likely to leave. Second, recommend ways for the company to decrease its attrition level in the future. So the analysis is divided into three parts. Like data understanding includes source of data, patterns in the data, exploratory data analysis, and then modeling of the data, evaluation of the data, and then recommending ways for the company to decrease its level of attrition. So the data received for the analysis can be divided into four broad categories. The like general data, which is acquired from HR, employee survey data collected from employee survey yearly, manager survey data, and then biometric data. Biometric data is something like daily in and out times for each employee collected using biometric attendance machines. Okay. Uh, so before jumping into the model, we need to prepare the data because we got data from four different files and we need to merge them and based on a primary key, and indeed we need to see whether employee data is primary key or not. Before that, the we need to work on we worked on the in time and out time files because in time and out times are timestamps but of character type. We converted them into date formats. By this, we were able to create derived metrics such as number of hours employee was in office each day, average working hours of each employee, etc. After that, we have those four data frames. We merged them into single data frame and then converted all the character variables into factors, integer variables into numeric variables, removing ID columns because they don't contribute much to the model. And then comes the part of handling missing values. There are number of missing values are very low, that too for very few variables compared to overall data what we have. Not even 1% of the values are missing. So we did not worried about them. We just removed them instead of treating them. And based on the plots we've got from the data, few of the observations are like the median age of employees that did not leave is higher than the employees that did leave. That implies that younger employees left the company, and the people who travel frequently for the company are in high in number that did leave the company. Means people who travel more they leave, who stays at the company they did not. But these are all the observations, and but we have to confirm them with the model exactly. So we standardized the numerical variables and converted all the factors into dummies, and then we divided the data into train and test with 70-30 ratio. Initial logistic regression model is with attrition versus all other variables. It has got a lot of insignificant variables. This allowed us to do variable selection with step AAC. Next, we found out the VIF for each variable and removed variables with very high VIF from the subsequent models and repeated this process until all the variables have relatively low VIF and low p-value. That means the variables in the final model are very significant and can determine the attrition very well, like age, marital status, work-life balance, environment satisfaction, etc. And this final model we arrived after 15 to 16 iterations by removing the variables with the help of VIF and p-value. So this model, the accuracy of the model was 85% with 50% cutoff. That means if the probability is greater than 0.5, we consider that the employee is going to leave, otherwise he is going to stay. It has high specificity, but sensitivity is low, which is not good. Right? Based on the sensitivity, specificity, and accuracy, we came up with the ideal cutoff, and it is 0.194. Now, with this 0.194 accuracy is 77%. We also evaluated the model with gain chart, lift chart, and K statistic. The K statistics falls in third decile, top 30%. Hence, it would be beneficial to target 30% of your employees most likely to leave and work on making them stay. Targeting fewer employees like 20%, 30% will not identify enough employees likely to leave. And targeting more employees will be inefficient. And the the model is able to capture 75% of employees likely to leave in the first 3 deciles. That's what we infer from the gain chart. And the lift chart infers that model performs 2.5 times better than the random reach out. So the lift is like 2.5 for third decile. And the area under ROC curve was 0.82, which indicates the model is quite good. So with this analysis and the recommendations, what we wanted to make is factors make employees to stay are age, because employees aged 36 years and above are more likely to stay, and age less than 32 years and below are more likely to leave. And experience, employees that have worked for a total of 10 years or more are more likely to stay, and with experience 7 years or less, those employees are more likely to leave. And then training years with current managers are also important factors, because if employees got 3 or more training sessions, they're more likely to stay. If employees got 2 or fewer training sessions, they're more likely to leave. I mean, they expect more training. If the training is less, they're going to leave. And also years with current manager is very important, because if there are more number of managers in less span of time, they are going to leave. And employees that have spent 3 years or more under the same manager are more likely to stay. So they expect some consistency. They want to settle down smoothly with the managers. And then this is like we can guess the job satisfaction and environment satisfaction, work-life balance, average work hours. They should be good. If they don't have medium or high satisfaction, job satisfaction or environment satisfaction, they'll stay. Otherwise, they leave. And employees that are working more than 8.2 hours more likely to leave. Work-life balance also should be good. If it is bad, more likely to leave. Surprisingly, factors like monthly income and percent salary hike do not affect attrition. They were not in the final model at all. So final recommendations are like for current employees, work-life balance should be improved, work environment should be improved, the manager of an employee should not be changed very often, employees should provide relevant training regularly, especially for freshers or young employees. In the hiring process for future employees, the company either hire old people with decent work experience or hire young people and train them appropriately, or combination of both. So that are the observations and recommendations. Thank you.